What is going on? It's been a long time since we've done one of these, but we're going to get into the base review aspect of the game, which is our Friday feature, also known as the Saturday feature in the archipelago. Dates and time zones are awkward. As you can see here, I am a full boost right now, so Dr. T is going to be a pushover more so than usual, so I've just got random troops loaded. Couple boats of rifles, couple boats of zookas, couple boats of heavies. Not a troop combo you should ever use, but I just tried to get random troops together and we'll smoke them and take it out. Now, first of all, let's look at our week 4 charts. Now, Bama, our first ever repeat winner. Well done. As we can see here, he won in week 3. He also won in week 4. That's our first ever repeat champion. Well done, Bama. I honestly thought that would never happen because people seem to like the new bases, but it has finally come, and here is his base. People really liked the fact that he had, yes, I've got the pencil going. He's got 2 shock blasters at the front and his shock launcher up the front. Everything is spread out. There are more than 7 tiles, there's 7 tiles between them, and looks good. Hot pot at the core, shock launcher at the core, rockets way out wide, so lots and lots of landscape covered. That's gonna be the base to beat. So I've got 3 new bases. We're gonna go right into those after we get a couple stages of Dr. T down. Now, I'm also gonna try a ridiculous operation hit at the end, so do stick around. I've already skipped over the first 3 stages of Dr. T because I just dropped my troops and the base went down like a knife through butter. And we get to go left, which is always a good time. Now, one of the things I wanted to show by using different troops is if you're just learning how to smoke troops, what I see a ton of times is people will use heavies and zookas on operation attacks. I do not ever recommend that because you're now introducing 2 speeds of troops. When you're trying to smoke troops, just stick to only zookas, only heavies, whatever you decide to do. Just keep it simple, stupid, as the acronym goes, KISS. Keep it simple, because if you're going to add a hero and some heavies and some zookas, now you're talking about smoking potentially 3 different speeds of troops, and that is never a good thing. It just overcomplicates things. I recommend, if you're trying for your first ever solo, if you're trying to smoke zookas on operation hits, don't even use a hero, or use, say, Everspark before you drop your troops to hack something. Do a split boat attack. Just keep it as simple as you possibly can, because trying to smoke 2 different speeds of troops can be, you can just get absolutely wrecked. But that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to try and smoke, I believe we have 4 different speeds of troops here. We've got zookas, we've got heavies, we've got rifles, and we've got brick. And I believe brick is ever so slightly faster than heavies. I don't know though. I think I very well could be wrong here. I usually am, but we're just going to use a whole bunch of smokes because I don't actually know how they're going to spread out. I'm not familiar with this troop combo, so we're going to use extra smokes, but we are full boost, so that should not matter all that much. We're going to shock basically everything and their mom, and down goes stage 5. I hope we have enough damage. The Zooka's bringing all the bang, and the heavies and rifles bringing all the whimper, so no heavy tribe on this account. There's our first 2 stages, stage 4, stage 5, stage 1, 2, 3. You can just drop your troops and let them roam and they'll take it down if you're any sort of decent level. I guess decent level's sort of not fair. Let's have a look, see who our first base is for week 5. Week 5 of base reviews. I'm actually keeping this up. Yay. So week 5, this is Steve Burton, also known as Volunteer. He is my newest Patreon, which is why he got to skip to the front of the line. Now, I facepalmed as soon as I got started because I realized, Yalek, if you're out there, I mean, I don't even know if I'm saying your name wrong, but also a Patreon, also needs a base review. So next week, Yalek, I will make sure that you are included. My apologies. Juggling. Nonetheless, on to Mr. Volunteer's base. So this base looks pretty good. We've got a shock blaster up front, and as I mentioned or alluded to, a regular shock is 6.4 tiles wide. So what you want to do as a baseline is exactly what he has done here. We've got 2 squares here, we've got 3 squares here, and we've got 2 squares here. So that's 7. So yes, 2 plus 3 plus 2 is 7. So this shock is not possible, which is, so this spacing is good. It looks possible, but it's not. Now, if I've misspoken, please do correct me, but I did double check. The radius is 3.2. 3.2 times 2 is 6.4, and a shock is 6.4, and this is 7, I believe. So, good spacing there. Shock mines, realistically, someone's going to barrage something in here. Either they're going to barrage this and shock in here. So I don't like the placement of your shock mines quite so much. Your mines are very, very visible, which I also don't particularly like. Even if you move this boom mine 1 square forward, you're going to be hidden by that rocket launcher. Same thing with this mine. Move it 1 square forward, and it is going to be hidden. This can be hidden right in here behind your flamethrower. Lots of ways to hide mines. Maybe could use some of that. Lots of resource buildings hidden in the back, which is not a bad thing. Hotpot at the front is interesting. They're going to have to deal with that. We've got boom cannons at the front, good. We've got hotpot at the front, good. Now, the only thing I don't really like about this is the fact that we can shock stuff like this. Even if your rocket was slightly farther out, like if your rockets were, say, into here, and this rocket behind the core maybe. Lots of ways. Please do leave your comments of what you would do with Volunteer's base. But overall, pretty good. Front loaded, which is important. Shock blaster, which is going to be good for those ugly critter cannons that are available right now. Overall, pretty darn good. But there's just too much in here that we can shock together. Whether it's rocket launcher, shock blaster, shock launcher, and boom cannon, or some other combination. Maybe get the hot pot to pop up and then shock this together. I would move something from that group backwards, whether it's the rocket launcher, shock blaster, maybe the shock blaster back in here perhaps. Just that way they have to use lots of shocks at the front and then deal with something at the back. But overall, good base. I like your statues. You've got some good things going on. Now, I would consider getting rid of this resource reward statue. With monthly mega crabs and the trader and imitation game and all the Dr. T's and stuff, all of your landing crafts are upgraded to level 22, which is great. Your shock launcher's upgraded, your boom cannons are upgraded. The only really sort of expensive upgrades you have going are your mortars, and you should be able to cover those without a resource reward statue. But again, that's a personal decision. You don't seem to attack all that often because your VP is quite low, so personally I would get rid of the resource reward statue. But again, please do leave comments below. Let us know what you would do with Volunteer's base, if you like it, if you don't like it, and make sure to vote for it if it is your favorite. Perhaps we can unseat Bama. We'll have to wait and find out. Let's get on to stages 6 and 7, and then we'll do a ridiculous operation attack after showing one more base. Just trying to keep it fresh, trying to keep it interesting. I made a note on a base in Triangle 9, hitting Forlorn Hope. We were short intel, slow day yesterday, so we're short intel. So I'm going to try to hit Ransom, just for a little spoiler there, so you know what we're after, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully no one ignored the note, as can happen sometimes in task forces. As you all probably know, I just lost a whole bunch of troops, but we've still got some Zookas, some heavies, some rifles, and Brick is still alive. So let's flare the core. I have not looked around all that much. Let's see, do we have to shock anything over here too? Yes. Medkits for days. Trying not to make this a failure because I don't want to waste time. I had a comment yesterday from someone saying, hey dude, your video was a bit too long. I agree, 25 minutes is way too long. Some of you have said you like the long videos, but a lot of you have said it's a little bit intimidating, and I gotta say, please do watch my videos at 2x mode. That's what I do. I'm not going to be offended. I'm not going to be, it's not going to bother me. If you want to watch them at 1.5x mode or 2x mode, I think you'll get good results, and it depends, obviously. There's a great podcast app called Overwatch, I believe it's called. And what it does is it actually automatically speeds up the certain points based on what it detects in the audio, and it's fantastic. I would highly recommend it. One of the things that I like about it is that it'll be like 1.25 for one part, and then 1.5 for the next, and then back to 1 speed for the other parts, depending on what's included. It'll close down some gaps. Obviously, YouTube does not have that functionality, so just got to make do with what we can. Pick a speed. Hey, even 1 times mode, even 0.75 times mode, whatever it takes to get you through my videos. Please do let me know if you have problems with longer videos or shorter videos or whatever it might be. Nonetheless, down goes stage 6. I should probably get rid of this ridiculous troop combination because all it's going to mean is that I'm more likely to fail and waste time. But people seem to enjoy failures. We'll have a look, see if it's possible. Yeah, this looks very, very possible. Just to show that we are, in fact, human. Let's keep going. Weird little walk. I'm going to walk to the left, to the right, and then move to the left, just for the sake of keeping straight lines. Always please do try to keep straight lines when smoking troops. And again, don't use this troop combo. Maybe, or do use the troop combo. Let me know how you do. Maybe let me know if you lose more troops than me, less troops than me, how it goes for you. But just please don't do it on an operation attack unless it is a complete and utter novelty attack, because not something I would ever recommend. Let's get back in there. Hidden mines all over the place. Lots and lots of shocks though, because we have amazing tribes right now. I could just keep shocking things. Let's just keep shocking things. Down goes stage 7. As I said, we are full boost. I hit maze earlier in the day, so that's why we're full boost. Average attack, no need to show it because it accomplished some stuff, but it wasn't overly great. This account, an HQ18 account hitting Forlorn Hope, is just not all that exciting because I have to really pick and choose, or just huge boost, which is not how you want to have to do Forlorn Hope. But anyways, that's stage 6 and stage 7. Let's move on to our next base, making sure that I actually have the paint brush available and visible. This is Essie. Essie apparently has been watching my channel since he was, I think he said XP 39 or something. So upgrading at least 20 levels while watching the channel. Well done. Now, Essie, I gotta say, bud, having a green statue and after watching my channel for that long is a bit disappointing, but we're not gonna dwell on your statues here. I don't like the boom surprise. Now, it might get intel for you, but I think it's a complete waste of prototype parts. Let me know, subscribers, viewers out there, what you think about this prototype. I think it's completely useless. Maybe against Tank Medic it might do something, but realistically, someone's going to throw some critters out there, and they're going to shock these two together. And they're going to both be popped up, they're both going to be removed. Now, one of the things that I have preached over time is setting up 5x5 buildings at the front to break up troops. I think you've gone a bit overload, because what's going to happen is someone's going to be able to sit their troops back in here, and all of these 5x5 buildings are going to hold their troops back so that, like, say for example, Grenadiers are just going to bomb and remove absolutely everything back in here. So maybe too many 5x5 buildings. Now, I like the fact that you're hiding mines behind your statues, or trophies. Man, one day I'll get that right. But too many shock mines up the front could use, and they're not really shocking them in any sort of location. So you're hiding mines, it's good. I would potentially swap out one shock mine so that you've got it somewhere else in here-ish. Don't know exactly where the best spot would be, but pretty good. Now, one more thing that I don't really like is the rocket launcher right up against the HQ, because what's going to happen is if they need to, they can just shock like this. And this rocket launcher as well is going to have its blind spot, which is going to be somewhere like this. And so warriors are going to be primarily inside that rocket launcher's blind spot. So I would move. I like the fact that this rocket launcher is wide. I like that this rocket launcher is wide. You've got 7 tiles in between. Not so much on this side. I think that this side is a little bit too close. I don't know how you could fix that because you've got a lot of prototypes though. So First of all, I would get rid of the boom surprise, especially right now with the critter cannons. This boom surprise is doing nothing for you, I don't think. So I would get maybe a grappler, maybe anything else, maybe a doom cannon, just any. I don't know exactly what our prototype offers are right now, but that is what I would get started on. One sec, let's just switch. I'm gonna do a quick little switch in the background. Sorry, I had to turn off my audio there for a second, but yeah, I mean, overall, it's a good base. I like how busy it is, and how as soon as you look at it, you're like, whoa, there's a lot going on here. So you have to really, I mean, it's good, it's busy, it's not a standard base, but I don't, the 5x5's just too many, and the boom surprise, not a big fan of, and your statues, obviously, I think that the ice and the green at your VP probably not being all that helpful for you. Let's turn this back on. Now, the other thing is you are upgrading a sniper tower back here, and you've got level 20 landing crafts, and you've got level 21 landing crafts over here. So you've got a level 22 HQ, and your landing crafts are lagging a bit behind. So I would stop worrying about a silly whatever that thing's called, sniper tower, and focus on getting your landing crafts upgraded. You use tank medic, so by using tank medic you can get extra medics in these boats if you upgrade them, and that will benefit you greatly. So that's it, that's all. Lots of criticisms, but overall I like your base. 3 prototypes is super aggressive. You probably get a good amount of intel and diamonds. I like the zmoT a lot. I really do like the zmoT. Just try and spread things out just a touch more, especially on this side and in this area in here. So pretty good. I like it. Thank you for submitting your base and for being a long time viewer. Now in the background we've switched to my base. This is my standard HQ22 base. This is the base that I've actually put a little bit of time into. Gets me a good amount of intel, gets me a good amount of diamonds. Now let's just keep my sculptor working, which is my full-time job at the moment, it seems like. So showing you that I do try to practice what I preach. Try and find any of my mines. Obviously this mine is a little bit visible here, this mine's a little bit visible here, but otherwise all of my mines, all of my boom mines, all of my shock mines are fairly well hidden. Let's just go through and show you where some of them are. We've got, move the rocket out of the way, we've got a mine there. Let's just make sure I save my base before small layout got filtered, SM filtered, so strange. Let's go, I can't remember which loader I'm in, unfortunately, at the moment. Now, let's just go to 2 pros. Let's just go to load. Is that the one? Let's just leave. I'm not going to bother. So, mines hidden there. 3 there behind that boom cannon. 3 behind that boom cannon. Warriors are going to get wrecked. My 5x5 at the front is hiding 3 mines as well. This boom cannon hiding 3. My all of my statues are hiding some. We've got a boom mine behind our wood storage. We've got a mine behind that statue, mine behind that statue, that statue. Sniper tower is hiding 1 behind it, right in there. We've got mines hidden behind this rocket launcher. We've got mines hidden behind that rocket launcher. Behind this sniper, we've got a shock mine. Behind this, what else do we have here? That's, oops, let's get back. The HQ actually hides a mine itself fairly reasonably. Now, this is my no prototype base. Typically, what I would have is back in here, I have a doom cannon. That is my best spot for hiding a prototype, because no one looks behind. Everyone kind of stops their sight line about here and does not see the hidden doom cannon. And now that's why I've got my extra boom cannon on the right hand side, because they say, oh, let's do a quick count. 1, 2, 3 in the middle, 1 on the right, we'll go left. And then they end up hitting my doom cannon back in here, and good things happen. Hopefully you guys can actually see these marks. Let's just double check so I'm not looking like a complete idiot like last week. Nope, we're looking good. Looks like they are in fact visible. And then I'll have some sort of prototype in here, usually a shield gen or a hot pot, or a damage amp even, because damage amp will amp 2 rocket launchers and 2 machine guns below the core that way. And then finally, my piece de resistance, my French accent, very, very nasally there. I'll have a grappler up here. Grappler at the front will then reach out, grab Bullet, and pull him back to the shore, which works extremely, extremely well with warriors. I probably should make some prototypes, but I just haven't done it recently for whatever reason. So I've got, as you can see here, I've got all heavies loaded. What I want to do now is something I don't recommend anyone ever doing. This is one more of those do as I say, not as I do, I suppose, moments. We're going to do a nice, beautiful 2-smoke drop on Ransom. We're going to get heavies back into this general area. Then we're going to hit the core and hopefully have a few shocks in the meantime. I don't actually know how this is going to go. Let's see where people walk to. Should be okay. If I fail, it's okay. I've got one more attack that I can full boost, and so we're just gonna full boost here, and then we will review the last base, and you guys can do the votings. So let me know what you think about this format. We're now sitting at, I can't see how many minutes, but I feel like we're not super overtime. Been fairly action-packed. I think maybe we're gonna boost one troop health master. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna boost them all. Obviously, right now this account has 4 GBE. 5 troop damage, 1 troop health. It's kind of my crab account, sort of, but also able to hit ops. Have not decided yet if I'm going to ditch my troop health, because every month I can't keep doing that, because my statue storage is just getting emptied. Nonetheless, let's get a live op hit going. We're going to hit Ransom. I don't know if I actually need to have, let's see here, we don't need really to have, like, we're going to be out of range of that rocket launcher and that machine gun, but we're going to smoke anyways, just to try to make this happen. Don't recommend Forlorn Hope with all heavies. But I think the base had somewhere around 400,000 health, and if you've watched my The Spot videos, you'll know that you can easily smoke this beach with keeping the delay and your hero alive. I messed up a tiny bit there. But overall, 9 troops, 9 boats underneath 2 smokes, very easily on that side. The lines on shore are very, very, very easy to find. So if you only learn how to smoke one shore, that is the one I would highly, highly, highly recommend you learning. Here we go with the all heavies. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 smokes into the core area. We're going to hit battle orders. I don't even know how many shocks we have, because I have this tribal boost going on. I need to shock there, and there, and there, and there, and there. Medkits for days. Come on, heavies. Not really doing much damage. That bar is not moving at all. I think we're about to get absolutely destroyed as soon as that shock launcher hits us. Come on, dudes. Someone take down the core. Okay. Ransom, all heavies, boom, shalaka, laka, boom. I don't know when Brick died, but I feel like it was a little bit earlier than I would have liked. All heavies on Ransom, Forlorn Hope. Don't try this at home, I guess is all we have to say. Well, that finishes exploding. Let's bring up our third and final base. This is from Zaire Merp. He had a name, I believe, that I was completely unable to pronounce. I should have done better at writing down your names and your comments that you put with your bases. But you know what? Before we get into that, I want to talk about one more super, super quick thing. Please, everyone, when you're sharing your base, this is what you need to do. Click on your name up in this corner. Click on your name. Then click share. It will give you an option that looks like this. Click copy right here. Click the copy button right there and then paste it into my YouTube comments. That's it. Please do make sure you include your URL to your base. Now, one more thing, there's a bit of a bug in that. Sometimes it'll take you to the wrong base. So the next thing you need to do is click on your task force name and click share here. Click share. Do the exact same thing. Copy, paste this to the YouTube comment as well. That way I can find not only your base, but I can also find your task force in case your base URL doesn't work. Okay, let's get into that final base. This is Zaire Merp. Now, this base, what do we have here? We've got a lot of visible mines. Not a huge fan of that, as you all know. All of the mines are visible. Now, again, we've got 2, 3, 7. So this is good placement for the shock launchers, good gapping. Your rocket launchers are at the back. I like this. Your rocket launchers are nice and spread out. This rocket launcher right here is also making for a hot, sexy beach. I would draw fire here, but I don't know how to draw. So overall, good rocket launcher placement, good shock launcher placement. No prototypes, so you're going to be a little bit limited on your intel, but I don't have any prototypes either, so I can't really blame you. It looks like your machine guns look a little bit too far back. I feel like they're going to be tickling any sort of warrior attacks. I would potentially swap with one of these sniper towers, potentially, because I feel like those machine guns are just too far away from your HQ and don't really need to be addressed. Or you know what, you can also, even for that matter, move them into here, but that's going to leave your core a little bit wimpy for when it comes to warrior attacks. I like the fact that you have a building in this square. Not that anyone would, people would, if they're going to go up the side here, they'll probably flare to here. But that, I wanted to highlight that this square right here is fairly important if you're going to have a back corner base. Not really related to this base, but boom cannons by the core, good. Now again, you've got this shock can get lots and lots of stuff, and so maybe your boom cannons could be moved a little bit forward. Overall, I like it. I think you've got a lot of good things going on. Congrats on your first ever pumpkin, or first ever diamond trophy. See how I said trophy there? I'm guessing you just potentially moved to red statues, purple and red statues, because you've got stone and iron, or maybe you just started playing again. So if so, welcome back. Welcome. Good to have you in the game. Overall, pretty good base. Don't really have many complaints. I would throw out a prototype right now for sure, just because these critter cannons are going to absolutely ruin you. But someone's probably going to barrage here, and maybe even barrage here, and then Tank Medic can just crush this entire side. Something along those lines. So obviously, you can't really defend against Tank Medic, but your base is symmetrical. I like it. You've got 2 boom cannons over here, 2 boom cannons over here, 1 up the front. So there is not really a weak side, which is good. I just, again, consider hiding a doom cannon back in here, or breaking it up a bit. Please do leave comments. Let us know what you would change about these bases, what you liked about the bases, even if it's just something as simple as, I liked the shock mines at the front, or I liked how busy it was, or good statues. Just please do try and leave something positive so these guys have something to look through the comments, so that they can have their moment in the sun and feel the love from the Boom Beach team. So that's it. That's all. 3 base reviews in little over 28 minutes. My God. That seemed like it was like 10 minutes, but whatever. It is what it is. It's a long video. Like it, hate it, whatever it might be. That's all for me today, and I never once said warships. So trying to split it up. There is base reviews, something to fill your Friday morning, Friday afternoon, or your weekend. Hit me up in the comments. Let these guys know, or gals know, if you liked their bases, if you hated their bases, if I missed on anything with the reviews. But that's it. That's all. I'm zmoT. All heavies on Forlorn Hope is ridiculous. Hope you enjoyed that as well. Talk to you all soon, and have a fan-diddly-tastic weekend. Peace.